So today marks the start of a really focused effort of me trying to get my graphic novel off the ground. And this is a piece of art. It's like a full page, or rather it will be a full page once I've inked it and done the panel around the outside and added some lettering, as part of the story. Yeah, so today just marks like sort of like a return to what I really need to get on with, really, and that is my graphic novel. So I'm just going to wink a section of this and just talk a bit about what my graphic novel is about. Now, if you've been a subscriber for a long time, then you'll know from previous videos I've often talked about my first graphic novel, which will have loads of demons in it, and that still is quite true. It's still in a moment of change, I've changed a lot around within the story, and I've changed quite a bit, a lot of the story, a lot of the art, because I wanted it to be more like horror based instead of the sort of way that I originally started to draw it. Was sort of like a supernatural superhero angle, which I didn't really want. I want it to be more horror based, especially the first of my graphic novels, so I had to change a lot around and just make it fit with more with what I really wanted to write about as well, because it's a story that deals with demons and why they exist and why in the story they exist to balance out the good versus evil and all that usual stuff. So it's been a long time coming. I originally thought of the idea back in 2009. I started to develop that, and it wasn't until about a year ago that I thought the project was going in a wrong direction, and I just, like many of my projects that I try and start, I have trouble finishing them, so I really want to make this a concerted effort to try and get this project off the ground, because I want, hopefully the idea is to do maybe a graphic novel a year, or maybe two. So if I get this one off the ground, then that's that one out of the way, and I've got several other ideas which I'll probably set in motion. So this is a full page of art. It was a pencil drawing that I did it's over a year ago now, and I'd forgotten about it, so I'm using this. It's sort of like midway in the story, and what the story focuses on is the demon's power, where it comes from, and all that type of stuff. And really the story is about what happens if that demon's power goes into hands of not a demon but someone else. This is the main idea of the story. Well, obviously I won't give too much away because I've got plans for the story. So yeah, this type of art I just find really relaxing to draw, especially at the inking stage. Just to try and come up with characters and just enjoy inking a lot of my pencil drawings. paper that I'm drawing on is just simple printing paper. I use that as a cheap alternative because you can still scan it into the computer, unless the paper is really cheap, like the recycled canned, which I don't use too often, but I would do if I was just saving money or something like that. But printing paper, you just buy it by the, packages of what, 500 for a couple of quid, or something like that. And I can imagine the first 2 or 3 graphic novels that I've got planned are going to be the really horror ones that I just want to get out of my system, because I've got all this horror stuff in my head that I just want to just get out. And then I've got a children's sort of like graphic novel. It's sort of like a series I've got planned, which will be, just for kids. Sort of like on the vein of like Harry Potter. It can be compared to that, I suppose, but that'll be in the future. I'm already drawing concepts for that, so that'll be quite fun to try and develop. And really that's what I see my future as doing, just drawing graphic novels that I don't really have to explain about, really. I just try and create them, get them self-published, and I don't really have to contact any other publishers unless there was a need for that in the future, which I think there might be, depending on demand, but I have no preconceived ideas about becoming famous or anything, because I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I'm no Matt Crowley, I'm just Wayne Tully. Ain't that rhymed? So, but like any artist, it does yourself some good just to get you out there and, out into the world and just see what happens. Whatever happens, happens, and whatever doesn't happen, doesn't happen. If that makes sense. And it does, yeah. So that's where my graphic novels and the plans for them and exactly what I want to do, and I'm going to see if it's going to happen. So that's why I'm doing a focused effort. Everything that I do, I'm just going to have a break now and again and maybe do the odd YouTube video. I've got the Halloween mask series that I really want to try and get on with. I've got 50 odd drawings of them to edit, but I'll try and do them. But I've been drawing one roughly every day, so there's that. And there's any other live hangouts that I might get invited to, I'll try and make them, and maybe try and do a couple of my own eventually. Yeah, so this is me making a focused effort on my graphic novels. So cheers now.